If it has a score, we cover it more. From football to lacrosse, hockey to baseball, we've got what you want. Welcome to the Rod Pedersen Show.
Good morning, Canada. Welcome to the Rod Pedersen Show and our friends that are Canadian sports fans around the globe. Welcome to episode number 107 of the program, and it is a Football Friday here in the bunker as we take you into a very busy sports weekend out here in Western Canada, originating from the bunker. I am the host, Rod Pedersen. The co-host is here, Darren Dupont. How are you, Dupes?
Good morning. I'm doing well.
Hey, it's like if I'm Bob Cole, he's Harry Neal.
My favorite duo of all time. All time. Bob Cole and Harry Neal. I love it. That's what I grew up with. So
I love them too.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the photo, Clark. When you hear that, oh, sorry. There you go.
Whoops.
Bob Cole
right
and Harry Neal.
You know, it's not the first time we've been called that either. Doing Pats games, we were called Bob Cole and Harry Neal.
That's right. So we're off.
From about 15 feet out.
Coming up on the program today as we get ready for Week 21 in the CFL, very excited to welcome to the bunker Dustin Nielsen. He will call the Riders and Eskimos tomorrow on TSN. He's also the morning man of TSN 1260 Radio Edmonton. And it's kind of nice because I was on his show this morning. Now he's coming on our show here in moments. He's in a cab on his way up here to the bunker. Also on the program today, Sportsnet's Arash Madani with a wrap on the World Series and the 7-game Washington Nationals win over the Houston Astros. And also, as I look at our guest board, Britton Griffiths, Mighty Mouth, Edmonton sportscaster to talk Eskimos and Oilers, and also Rich Sutter, 13-year NHL veteran. He of the Columbus Blue Jackets currently, and also of Flames broadcasts on Rogers Sportsnet. By the way, this is the opening rollout for Flooring Superstore. The Cody Fajardo watch is on, and that's why I've got John Frenzy in the bunker here to open it up, because the Riders just announced their roster, and I have to thank Sandra watching. She told us before anybody else that Cody Fajardo is on the depth chart and listed as number 1 for the Riders on Saturday against the Eskimos. That doesn't necessarily mean, gentlemen, as you know, that he'll play, but Fajardo is at least on the roster.
Glad to hear that.
Yeah, I know, and I'll get to that with Lynch. What else? We'll talk about all the Week 21 CFL games. Friday Night Football tonight, Montreal at Ottawa. 2 questions for me. Do Red Blacks fans have a right to be as ticked off as they are with the season they have? I don't think that they do, and that might just be me. Will midnight strike on the Cinderella Alouettes? Not tonight, necessarily. I'm talking about in the playoffs. Or are they the Cinderella team? Couple of questions there we'll get to today. Triple header on Saturday in the CFL. Edmonton at Saskatchewan, as mentioned. Toronto and Hamilton. And then Calgary at BC. Who's in more trouble? Because I'm starting to hear a lot of talk out of Vancouver that the BC Lions might be making a head coaching change. I don't know if you guys have heard that. Lynch,
Yeah,
you
I sure have.
probably have.
Yep, I sure have.
Who's in more trouble? Corey Chamblin or Devone Claybrooks amongst non-playoff teams? Because I think Rick Campbell's earned enough stripes in Ottawa that he's fine.
Devon Claybrooks all the way.
Right. And I heard from the Blue Bombers last night regarding our take on the Andrew Harris situation, and it was a very cordial discussion. They're good guys.
Yeah.
But their take, guys, is that their take as a football club is that Andrew Harris served his time. He served his suspension, and hopefully we could all move on. And then they feel that he should have been eligible for year-end awards. I don't. And I said, obviously, the court of public opinion feels that the punishment's not over with. And that's why we have a vote for such things. And they understood, and that was that. But I guess they wanted to be heard, and I appreciate them reaching out. Want to talk about the Canada West semifinals a little bit today. Manitoba, Calgary, Saturday at noon, followed by Alberta at Saskatchewan, Saturday at 3 p.m., and you'll be broadcasting it, correct?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things that we want to get to today. But I'll start with you, Frenzy. How relieved are you that Cody Fajardo's on the roster? Because you called me last night very upset. I was worried about you.
Yeah, I said I was going to go on the street and let a truck hit me. And you said, what do you mean? What do you mean? You were quite upset with me. Yeah.
No, I
I'm
wasn't.
extremely relieved. I mean, it would have been just too much for the great season we've had, the third best season in team history, to not have our quarterback when it should be an easy game for us, folks. From what I hear from the inside, the Eskimos are dropping 3 of the regulars for this, including Harris. So it should be an easy win for the Riders. And then I see this thing come up. it scares me. But I'm very relieved. I'm sure he can play. I'm sure they'll give him a dose of something, inject him with something. And I'm sure Cody is going to play no matter what.
Yeah, you play this game and you win this game, and then you get a week off, right? So you get some time to rest.
Right.
I know originally it wasn't feared that it was too serious. I mean, he was fine to come out for the press conference, did that. There was no issues. Not that you need to have a good back to do a press conference, but it seemed like all was fine. And we find out that in the closed practice, they maybe tweaked up his back a little bit. He's on the depth chart. That's a positive sign. It doesn't necessarily mean he's going to play.
Right, and I was going there.
We've
next.
seen that lots. You put him as the starter because that's what you're going to do, and he's on the roster. He can be one of your scratches at the end, or he can, be the backup and let Harker start. So doesn't mean he's going to play yet, but it is definitely a good sign.
Clark has the depth chart, and he's going to put it up on screen for our viewers this morning. Can you zoom in on that, Clark, for us here? There we go. Thank you. So. Into the roster, 30 Brown, 48 Johnson Jr., 65 Vaughn, and 98 DeBeyer. Off the roster, Derek Moncrief, Idawu, Cofield, and Zach Evans. So 4 in, 4 out, and Zach Caleros. A lot of people confusing Zach Caleros for Cody Fajardo, including me, but okay, that's good, guys. Cody Fajardo would top the depth chart at number 1, and I'm kind of with you, Darren. It's not hard for them to put him at number 1 because it doesn't change anything.
Yep.
Right?
Isaac Harker 2, and you got Bennett 3. It's easy. He could be one of your last scratches on game day, and you still have Harker and Bennett to handle the offense. Doesn't really mean a whole lot today to me.
But as I mentioned on Edmonton radio this morning, had Cody Fajardo played in this game, and he still may, but if it was confirmed right now, this would be nothing more than a 6-inch putt to me, this game on Saturday. You mentioned Trevor Harris not playing. I've seen a further list that Greg Ellington's not playing. Kwaku Boateng's not playing. Most of their stars are not playing for Edmonton. It would have been a 6-inch putt with the Cody Fajardo-led Saskatchewan Roughriders. But we're still not totally sure. Riders will have their walkthrough before too long, around noon, or actually in about 15 minutes' time, I think, and then Craig Dickinson will meet with the media. Will he just say, yes, Cody Fajardo starting, guaranteed, or it's a game-time decision? We'll see how Cody feels overnight, and he'll make the decision to play.
Yeah.
And then how does that change the game?
I think that's exactly what he'll say. As of right now, Cody Fajardo's our starting quarterback. All signs point to him being ready to go for the game, but if something should happen, we got 2 capable guys in behind him. There, I did the news conference for him.
There you go.
That's all he's going to say. It's exactly what he's going to say. And why wouldn't he?
Good chance he'll start.
Yep.
And if he has trouble, they'll put Isaac in. And in the first 10 minutes, they have trouble, can't throw the ball the way he's used to. They'll put Isaac Harker in, and that's the way it'll be.
Fajardo rides again.
Fajardo rides again. But taking out people from Edmonton from their lineup, like those 2 guys, Boating and Ellington, and the quarterback, they are really trying to save the guys for the next 3 weeks. I mean, it's 3 road games in a row they're facing, eh? So they want to be healthy for them. I can understand it.
That was the big news as we went to air this morning, the Cody Fajardo watch. And again, the Riders just releasing their roster, and he is listed as number 1 atop the depth chart. By the way, morning headlines, Max Domi scored 27 seconds into overtime, and the Montreal Canadiens beat the Vegas Golden Knights 5-4 on Thursday. Matthew Tkachuk tied the game in the final minute of regulation and scored the winning goal with just over a second left in overtime, leading the Calgary Flames to a 6-5 win over the Nashville Predators on Thursday. And the San Francisco 49ers are unbeaten through the halfway mark of their season. Jimmy Garoppolo threw for 317 yards and 4 touchdowns as San Francisco beat the Arizona Cardinals 28-25 to improve to 8-0. That came on Thursday Night Football. But for the Cardinals, who are my second NFL team behind the Dallas Cowboys, that was a fairly impressive showing against an unbeaten 49ers squad last night.
Fairly is about the best way to describe it. I was very impressed with San Francisco, particularly Garoppolo. Accuracy. His accuracy is unbelievable. And 4 touchdown passes, over 400 yards to passing.
What a job done by your namesake, John Lynch.
Got to be a relative.
It's got to be a relative.
You're watching Rod Pedersen on demand. For more of The Rod Pedersen Show, visit rodpedersen.com or follow Rod Pedersen on social media.